This is Dwight Longnecker, loving husband, father of 4, journalist, author, speaker, and a Catholic priest. Father Longnecker serves as pastor of Our Lady of the Rosary Parish in Greenville, South Carolina.
It's very enthusiastic and a very energetic parish. I'm pleased to be sort of in charge.
He is one of the small community of married Catholic priests in the U.S. The church already has married priests in its Eastern Catholic churches, which permit men to marry before ordination, but not after, and require the promise of celibacy for bishops. Some married priests are also a result of a pastoral provision by Pope John Paul II in 1980, which allowed Episcopalian priests to continue their ministry after converting to Catholicism. The Vatican further revised the policy in 2009 under Pope Benedict XVI. The Vatican in 2012 created the Ordinariate of the Chair of St. Peter for converts of the Anglican tradition. It is equivalent to a diocese. From its membership of former Anglicans, Episcopalians, and other Protestants, there are roughly 62 married priests in the U.S. This is the route Father Longnecker took. He was raised in an evangelical home in Pennsylvania. After graduating from fundamentalist Bob Jones University, he studied theology at Oxford and was ordained an Anglican minister in England.
While I was there, I caught a serious disease called Anglophilia, the love of all things English. And that led to going over I felt the call to be a priest in the Church of England.
In the 1980s, realizing that he and the Anglican Church were on divergent paths after the debate on the ordination of women, Father Longnecker converted to Catholicism. In 2006, Father Longnecker returned to his native United States to be ordained a Catholic priest. Convert priests like Father Longnecker live with special restrictions. They cannot become bishops, and they cannot remarry if their wives die. In 2010, he became the administrator of Our Lady of the Rosary Parish. He has been in Greenville since and enjoying every moment. Father Longnecker shares his journey in his new book, There and Back Again. Father Longnecker says he gets mixed feedback when people find out he's a married Catholic priest. But from his congregation,
I've only had sort of one negative response from someone who said, I would never go to confession to a married priest. But others have said, I like going to confession to a married priest because he understands my family problems.
Survey results show that many American Catholics think they are ready for married priests. According to a 2013 report by the Pew Research Center, 64% of Catholics said their church should allow priests to get married. Pope Francis made headlines earlier this year after he discussed the possibility of revising the Catholic Church's requirements of celibacy for priests. During an interview with an Argentine news agency, he described celibacy as an individual discipline rather than a contradiction to the Church. 2 days later, in another interview with a different Argentine news site, the Holy Father clarified that things will remain status quo. Father Longnecker gets asked all the time if he believes in celibacy. His answer surprises many.
Yes, the discipline of celibacy is the normal discipline in the Latin Church, and that's a treasure that we should continue to value and support and uphold. The point of priestly celibacy is that the priest and the religious are giving themselves totally to the Lord and to the service of the Lord and to the life of prayer in a way that a married person usually cannot.
Father Longnecker says married clergy will not solve the lack of vocations or improve the priestly ministry, and it certainly won't be the solution to the priestly sex abuse problem. Nonetheless, he believes mature married men should be considered.
However, my personal opinion is that I wish that the Vatican would delegate this out to local to the local bishops' conferences to be able to decide on a case-by-case basis, not whether priests can marry, but whether some more married men might be able to be ordained as priests.
This is not the first time, and it certainly won't be the last time, priestly celibacy has come into question.
Everyone says it's a hot-button issue, but no one's taking the time to do the theology and to actually talk about it and see how it would work practically or not, and how that would impact celibacy and how it would impact Christians around the world. So if we really want to talk about having more men ordained who are married, then we need to look at those issues and actually have those discussions.
Roselle Reyes, EWTN News in Depth.